virtual investment banking simulations. I have probably did an internship or done an internship in a bank somewhere. Regardless of my major and have a demonstrable interest in investment banking, I could apply to the firms. So these applications actually open in August. But as I said, SEO Africa has a global pathways program to prepare ahead of the program in August. So please apply once it opens in on Monday. So, as I previously mentioned, Bank of America is looking to grow its sales and trading pipeline this year. So, if you are a student in STEM, please consider applying to Bank of America through SU Africa's Global Pathways program. Aside applications, Bank of America organizes what we call the Amplify Me event. These are exclusive events for students on African continent to have a peek into how a day in the life of an investment banker looks like or a sales and trading analyst looks like. So you had opportunity to do virtual simulations, receive certifications, and most importantly, meet staff from Bank of America. And one tip since you've joined the session, I will tell you is that Bank of America over the years has been inviting students that excelled in the virtual simulations to their in-person careers day that happens in Nigeria and Ghana. So make sure that when you are joining, you are being committed and dedicated to the program. Also, Bank of America hosts what we call a career day. As I said, there's an in-person event in Ghana and Accra where they bring their careers directly to you. You get the opportunity to meet recruiters and alumni from these firms, from this firm, to understand how to apply, what their ESG is, what they are working on, and how you will be a fit for their program. So please keep an eye on our social media if you maybe have open applications for it or you may be considering people for it through our Global Pathways program. All right, so now let's move on to Goldman Sachs. The Goldman Sachs system is not quite different from Bank of America. They also want students typically in their second year going to third year with a demonstrable interest in a chosen field. For Goldman Sachs, they have a keen interest in engineering majors through their ACRI program, as well as finance-related internship programs. So please explore their website to learn about opportunities for Africans. So for the engineering program, they mostly host what we call the Engineering Insights events, mostly every August for students to network with a Black Engineers Network to learn about what kind of work goes on in engineering division and how to apply for the program. So please keep an eye on our social media for these events too as well. So Goldman Sachs is no different. They are looking to attract STEM students into their sales and trading division and also women as well. So if you're a lady here, I would encourage you to build an interest in global markets, build an interest in a representative field like sales and trading and investment banking too as well. So you just need a demonstrable interest and SC Africa would help you to break into this field. And you may be asking, so when I get into the internship in June or August, when do I kickstart? You mostly kickstart your internship the following year in June. All right, now let's move on to another international partner, that is British International Investment. We are proud to announce that in the past year, we partnered with British International Investment to launch their career or graduate analyst program in Nigeria and Kenya, which attracted one of the finance minds or cohort of students to apply and get opportunities to kickstart their careers with the firm. So selected students are going to go through a 2-year graduate program with 6 weeks training in London, and they come back to join their Nigeria and Kenya office too as well. So please keep an eye on our social media pages for more details on the iteration of this program this year. All right, now let's come down to our Africa career programs or in country. So we have the Ghana career program and the Nigeria career program. These are in-country programs for persons in Ghana and Nigeria to kickstart, as well as those who have graduated to jumpstart their career. So for Ghana, if you're Ghanaian, you already know about national service. It's a mandatory year program after graduation to serve the nation by joining a government or a private institution. So SC Africa has existing relationship with top firms in legal, accounting, finance, technology, I mean industry, where you could be able to apply through SC Africa to kickstart your career with these firms. So once you get onto any of these programs, we host the 2 weeks training program, as I said for you, and a virtual training as well. And you get to be part of our alumni network too as well. So I went to the Ghana Career Program, and as I said, part of the class of 2023. So if you want to be eligible, or if you have to be eligible for the program, you have to be a final year undergraduate studying in a university in Ghana. If you are probably studying in the UK or US and you want to kickstart your career in Ghana after graduation too, you're welcome to apply. Also, we typically receive applications for students with a first class or second class upper. So applications are going to open this year between February to April. So please do not wait till August before you start thinking about where am I kickstarting my career after my project work. So please do not be swamped up so much in project work and final year stress that you forget to think about what's next after school. So what's next after school for Ghanaians? Start this January. Start planning your future with SEO Africa. All right, let's move on to our Nigeria Career Program. For Nigeria Career Program, it's actually for students that have completed their undergraduate studies program in the past year, 2 years, as well as are in the final year, and are going to complete the NYSC by June 2026. So you should have a second class upper or a first class and a demonstrable interest in the program. The Nigerian Career Program is currently open. So please run and rush to our website to apply. Through the Nigeria Career Program, we get to intern, do a graduate internship, and be absorbed full-time in firms like UAC of Nigeria, Agentil, Kramu Capital, and other top firms in Nigeria. All right, now let's move on to Gensa Energy as a partner firm. For Gensa Energy as a partner firm, since almost a decade, we've been running a large scale graduate program. That means they've been giving students a good number of student opportunities to kickstart their careers in Gensa Energy and grow in the company. So we've been running what we call the Gensa Graduate Program. That is an 18 months graduate internship program for students in Ghana who just completed their studies or are now national service. So over the 18 months, you go through rotation. So that means that if I read psychology and probably I'm doing the HR division, for my first 6 months, I'm likely to go through the engineering, procurement, and construction division where I may probably be placed in supply chain to learn something new. I mean, you are young, so you should be able to have a flair to learn and explore other divisions. And the most exciting part of going through a rotational program is that you get to have a sense of commercial, you get to develop a commercial awareness, you get to understand how do businesses thrive, how do businesses function, how do they make money, how do the things around them factors affect their businesses. But if you stay in one aspect like engineering, you never understand finance, never understand the factors that affect the business. You get it. So you should be open to go through these divisions. If I'm probably in the HR team, I may also join O&M, and that is control instrumentation, electrical, mechanical, and others. So you may be on the field to support maybe HR on the field. And corporate, you may join IT, HR, legal, and compliance. At the end of the day, you're able to assess your strengths and determine which division you want to join full time. And that is dependent on your hard work too as well. So Jensen Energy would want to absorb you, but we encourage you to also put in your best. And that's why our training programs exist to encourage you and keep you running. So please keep an eye on our pages for announcements on other programs Jensen Energy has put together for you or will be announcing. I know students in Nigeria or other countries are asking, can I apply? So please just keep an eye on social media so that if we have slots for Nigerians or other countries to join, you could apply, or even Cameroon or other French countries. We are proud to say last year we launched Gensa Ivory Coast program for students in Ivory Coast to kickstart their careers in Gensa Energy in Ivory Coast, and they will be coming to Ghana for training and also going through the different sides of Gensa Energy. So it's an opportunity for you to actually kickstart your career, learn a lot, network, and yeah, join something truly amazing and impactful. So for Ivory Coast or Ivorians, please, you have to be in your final year studying in a university in the Ivory Coast. Unfortunately, you're unable to accept applications from other Francophone countries, but you have to be Ivorian, live in Ivory Coast too as well. If you graduated in the past 2 years too, you are welcome to apply. And for the timelines, we'll communicate on our social medias too as well. Then for Ghana, you need to be in your final year, whether in a technical university or, I mean, mainstream university too as well. Then um, need to have a first class, second class upper, or a lower to be able to be eligible for the program. Then lastly, the applications are going to be open in February. So please keep an eye on the program as well. All right. So I want someone in the room to let me know if I can continue. You can still hear me loud and clear and you're following. Anyone can feel free to unmute. Hello, are we here? Hello, are we here? Are we following? Feel free to unmute and say hello. We can hear you. You can continue. Hi, Chika. Can you confirm if you can all hear me and I can proceed?
Hi, Ben, I can hear you. You can proceed.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much, Chika. All right. So I guess they're a bit shy, but please get your questions ready so we can get interactive during the Q&A. All right. So we also have what we call the SEO Africa outreach programs. So for the outreach programs, we have what we call information sessions, whether being virtual or in person. And SEO Africa is looking forward to expand its employability skills training to every African youth and can be part of our story by partnering with us. So that's what we have down there. That's the Student Associations Network. If you're an investment club or society, if you are a student leader and you want to partner with SEO Africa to deliver these employability skills training and also let them know about our programs, then please shoot me an email at info@seoafrica.org so that we could collaborate. Also, we have what we call the SEO Africa Cares project. So for us at SEO Africa, we believe in giving back. As you could see, Kobna, Ampofo, and Edgar Sia gave back to African continent by starting SEO Africa. So you could be the next person that will make an impact on African continent. So for our intern or graduate training program classes, we let students come together to start a project on their own and give back to society. So for my class of 2023, we did a STEM program for students in a school in the Western region. And it was exciting because we're able to let the students know that their passion for science is not far-fetched, that we were like them. So my colleagues being engineers, when they saw them, they were happy because most of them have been hearing about engineering, medicine, and the others. And they were happy to see that, oh, so these people were once like us and they could actually break into engineering. So we did a mentorship program for them. And you can learn more about what the amazing other cohorts have done on via the link on your screen. And we also have the campus volunteer program, which is at the heart of outreach here at SC Africa. We want to be able to reach as many students as I said. So we have open applications for students that want to volunteer. So please apply via our website. You would see the link there. Please apply. And we have received so much applications from Ghanaians and Nigerians. So for Nigerians and Ghanaians, I would encourage you to apply at this point. But if you are from another represented universities, aside the University of Ghana, the UCCs, the UMART, if you're in Nigeria, I think everyone is familiar with UNILAG, the OAUs. But if in other universities that are usually not represented, then you can shoot me and please apply. But I would encourage our East Africans, South Africans, North Africans to apply. If you're Malawi, I'll be happy to review your application. If from Uganda, from Eswatini, from Ethiopia, from Tanzania, from South Africa, wherever you are outside Nigeria and Ghana, Ivory Coast, Cameroon, I'd be so much happy to review your application to join our volunteer program. It's really an exciting one, and you certainly should be part of our success story in the year. All right, so we move on. So these are some of our partners here at SEO Africa. Our interns have gone to work with these partner firms and are making strides and impacts there. So your next story of breakthrough in your career please starts here by looking at the screen today and telling yourself that in this year, I'm getting into one of these partner firms. I'm getting into USC. I'm getting to Bank of America and I will surely get this. So I want you to look here, make an affirmation, and keep to it. All right. So by now, you have an intrinsic motivation, a reason you want to apply to SEO. But anyway, let me tell you why you should actually go through our career program. You get to receive world-class training. Imagine going through a training program that has been able to prepare a recent graduate to rise through an analyst position or intern position at Bank of America to become a vice president. Imagine a training program that has prepared a national service personnel to become the business development manager at Gensa Energy or a CEO or a founder in Africa. And that is the same world-class training that you should actually be eyeing or want to be part of. Also, imagine a network that has people that have been placed on four continents for their careers and one that is very diverse. One that is very diverse, then you should actually be eyeing to be part of this huge alumni network. Also, you get to have corporate access. These are firms that may have been a bit traditionally hard to get into, but SE Africa has already mapped out this relationship for you to start your careers. Networking events, we have in-person networking events and virtual ones for you to meet industry leaders, fellow like-minded, ambitious youth on the continent. You get mentorship, and we also have what we call the MBA Launchpad. So this is our education opportunities program. So if you want to have an MBA at Harvard instead from Yale, Columbia, any of the top business schools in the world, then this is the right place to be because at SU Africa, we have partnered with these firms to bring you insights on how to apply to these firms, these schools, how to get application through. And we have alumni from these top institutions who also give you reviews, CV reviews, application reviews, review your essays to make sure that you are standing out from all the people that are applying over the world for a spot in these MBA programs or other programs too as well. Over the years, we partner with JMAG. That's the institution that delivers a GMAT program to provide free vouchers for women to ride a GMAT program. So these are some of the amazing things we are doing for women and youth on African continent. So please mark this down if you're looking forward to getting to a highly coveted graduate school around the world. All right, so these are some application tips we want to give to you as you're opening our application. If you want to get into East Africa this year or probably kickstart your career elsewhere, then please listen to me carefully. First of all, clarify your goals. Ask yourself, what do you want from the SC Africa Career Program? Is it exposure? Do you want to develop your skills? Do you want to even get into a wider network that will be beneficial for your career growth or personal development? Do you want to get access to career opportunities? Then you decide that and you're able to work with it because motivation is needed. It's a multi-stage application. And students that are able to complete the applications are those who know what they want. Because I guess when I opened the slide and I said you have to go through an interview, submit your your CV, cover letter, someone said, "Oh, how do I have to go through all of this?" So if you want motivation to do this, then please clarify your goals and work with it. Also, if you review the eligibility requirements carefully, this is one reason why most student applications get rejected. Because for Nigeria Career Program, it stated emphatically that you should have completed your NYSC by June 2026. For the Ghana Career Program, being in Jensen Energy, you are being told that you should have completed in the past 2 years at least. For Ghana Program, it should be the final year. So make sure that you are reading in between the lines. If the limit for your qualification says second class lower, you should be aware as well. Also, reflect on your experiences because that is one way to stand out from the pool of competition that we get every year. We receive thousands of applications, and for you to get onto our program, you need to make sure that you are selling yourself. You are not shooting yourself in the foot. You are putting your right or best foot forward. And that is through your experiences. So ask yourself if SEO Africa is looking for persons for their investment banking division in a partner firm, what values do they believe in? What makes someone in that division thrive? What are the basic skills or experiences I have honed over the years? So think through academic projects, leadership roles, internship, volunteer work, and even other challenges you've overcome because it will be useful. Let me give you an example. When you go through employability skills training, they'll mostly tell you that look at the values of the firm. And I think it becomes a cliche for most students. They don't understand why our companies put in values like integrity, hard work, and others there. Because this is the talent DNA the firm has. These are the skills that or values that when you embody, it helps you thrive in a firm. So, for instance, SC Africa believes in integrity. So, as a recruiter over here, during interviews, when I ask you questions about you being the investment club and being the financial officer, I am looking out for integrity because you had some amount of money in your association fund. Did you lose money? Were you transparent with them? Because we are giving you the tools and resources to become the next future business African leader. So I can be able to predict the future with what you will do with our training program by the little things on your CV. So this is how we even infer the values. If you have an interview at 10 o'clock and you are showing up at 10:30, you are not embodying one value we believe here at SC Africa, that's integrity, because you lied. You are not able to honor your words. Hard work, if you are given an assignment to complete on a global pathways program and you give excuses, it tells me that you may not be able to thrive on the career programs of our partner firms. So we're able to read in between the lines. So when you get interview questions about, tell us about a time you collaborated with a team, tell us about a time you overcame a challenge, understand that they are not cliches at all. These are things that recruiters are looking out for because they believe that these responses tell us how you can thrive on the program or embody some values that the firm has. Prepare your documents early. Please do not wait till last minute because at SC Africa, we take strictly a one-page CV for all our career programs. And please, at no point in time should you be tempted to think that you have so much experiences and I'll just be penalized or overlook it. We won't overlook it actually if you submit more than a one-page CV. That is why it's good you joined today. So you have a month or two to prepare a one-page CV. And I reiterate, do not be tempted to think that you have the most experiences, so a one page is impossible. I have a two-page CV, I have a one-page CV, I have a three-page CV, and my CEO has a one-page CV. So someone in level 400 or just down national service, tell me why you cannot get a one-page CV, and do not be tempted to think you should submit more than that. All right. So if you want to reach out to alumni, which is an application tip I will give you, as far as session is concerned, please do not wait till last minute to reach out to alumni on LinkedIn and say, I'm applying to SU Africa. Could you give me insights or could you review my application for me? This is the time to do all this networking for the sake of your application insights. That will help you. And please track timelines and stay informed. Do not wait till last minute. Be on top of information. That application opens in February, closes in March. You can create an Excel sheet or add alarm reminders or help use a friend to be accountable. All right, so I would pause here for any questions. I'll just take three questions on SEO Africa, career programs, or any before I move on to the CV and employability skills workshop? Thank you. So I'll just take three questions here. You can just raise up your hands and I'll allow you to ask a question. You can also drop your question in the chat box. My colleagues will be happy to answer. Or Emanuela, you can mention your name, where you're speaking from, and your question. Hi, Emanuela Mesa.
Okay. My Hi. My name is Emanuela Mensah, a final year banking and finance student at the University of Ghana. And my question is actually concerning the graduate programs like the GENSA and there was this other one, the Ghana career programs. Yeah. So right after you are done with that particular training program, do you land a job in that particular institution or something?
Emanuela, could you come with the main question once again?
Yeah, so my question is that when you are done with the graduate trainee program, does it actually give you access to getting a job opportunity in that institution?
All right, Emanuela, your question is clear. So, as I previously said, our partner firms are institutions that believe in youth empowerment and development. That means that they are committed to giving opportunities to kickstart your careers and flourish as well. So these firms already have open slots and vacancies for you as you are going through the internship program. But the onus actually lies on you to take to heart whatever South Africa is teaching you through the training program and whatever mentorship and tools you have available in your current partner firms, you are utilizing them to become better, add value to the firms right from day one. And this would actually impact your offers. I hope the question is well answered. Hi, Emanuela. Are you satisfied with your answer? All right. I'll move on to Fingin follower. Hi, follower. If you can hear me, you can go ahead with your question. Okay, she's not ready. Frederick can come. Could we hear from you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, Frederick, I can.
Okay, so I have two questions. So first, how can we reach out or and find actually the alumni to be able to reach out to them, especially those who actually have our interest or are working in the field that we want to work at? How can we find and reach out to them? And secondly, okay, answer this for the first question first.
Okay, Frederick, I can take only two questions. Okay, so East Africa, we would just encourage you to reach out to our alumni because it's a way to get insights, but we wouldn't want to go into much details because that is not really part of, I mean, what we want to offer you as part of the application process. Ours is to give you the information and then privacy skills training. So we cannot tell you who to reach out to, where, and how. We just encourage you that alumni is a great way to start and get insights. But to get into more details about that, unfortunately, we're unable to do that. However, LinkedIn is a great place to network with people and get onto our training programs like Global Pathways also gives you access to alumni. But aside that, we would be on reserve to answer questions related to how to reach alumni. Thank you.
Okay.
And your last question.
And also, if you see, you said the application is opened on will be opened on February. So if we either miss or do not pass the application process, will we have another opportunity to apply again?
Unfortunately, no. So once you miss the deadline, you'll be unable to apply to the program and you have to wait till the next year. And the interesting part about applications is that as the year passes by, your eligibility requirements, you're either meeting them or not meeting them. That is how tricky it is. Because if you are in second year, you're eligible to apply to the investment banks and the summer internship programs. But as you miss them every year, getting to final year, which may make you ineligible. If you are in school final year or finished national service 2 years ago and you miss it this year, that means next year is 3 years since you graduated. That makes you ineligible. So that's why we're encouraging you that you should pay critical attention to application timelines as they are very prudent. Yeah. So that is all I can take from you. All right, Grace, you'll be our last person for this session that we can move on. Grace Ishola. Hi, Grace. Okay, if Grace is not ready, we can move on to Bolaji Williams. Okay, Bolaji.
Hi, hello,
Okay,
good
Grace. All
evening.
right, Grace.
Yeah, I'm
Good
so
evening.
sorry I couldn't unmute myself earlier. Good evening, and thank you for the wonderful information session. It was really, really great. So, here's my question. It's just one question. I am currently a graduate, but yet to be posted for NYC at Nigeria. And I'm not sure if the NYC would work before June. I'm not sure. So I want to seek for your advice. Do you think I can still apply for the graduate program that is currently open?
All right, thank you very much for the openness. So these eligibility criteria are actually set to make sure that you have the full attention to participate in a program and not to have any issues. So being unable to complete your NYSC by 2026 means that if you are started on a program, you are either wanting to join part-time, you do not have the time to participate in it, which I think you will bear with me that this is the honest truth. You get it. So meeting eligibility criteria is very essential so that you're able to go through our programs without any issues or challenges. I hope this helps. Hi, hope your question is well answered. Okay, someone says, please ask when it will open. For Nigeria program, it's actually open currently. We'll be having an information session next week, Friday, to delve into much, I mean, in-depth questions about this program. All right, so thank you very much. I would move on to the employability skills training. Hi, Chika, please let me know once you can see my screen. Or Elizabeth, please let me know once I share my screen and you're able to see it. Thank you. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Chika. Can I go ahead?
Hi, Ben, I can see your screen.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so let's move on to how to create an impressive CV, how to interview for success, and for opportunities that you apply for. So, the first thing to know about CV is that there's a difference between CV and a resume. So typically, CVs actually are unlimited. They have unlimited pages. It can be one, two, or three, and they are mostly used for academic purposes or applications, and they are hardly modified. That means that as you go through an internship, it gets put it there that I did a finance internship, I did an accounting internship, I graduated this time, or yeah, and you just keep on submitting them without any um serious modification, and you do not pay attention to the number of pages. And when it comes to resume, this is actually limited to 1 or 2 pages. They are mostly used in the corporate world, that is for job, for internship purposes, or I mean full-time jobs. And it's dynamically modified. So you look at the job description, you look at what the firm is looking out for, and you ask yourself, what kind of experiences or qualifications do I have? and how can I tailor my application to meet those requirements. And interestingly, when you look out for the full meaning of students curriculum vitae or vitae, people may pronounce differently, it means course of life. So that's when you see people adding their JHS education, high school diplomas, and the others. But when you look at the word resume, which is French, it just means summary. So I hope this definition actually just gives you the key differences between a CV and resume. Now, Asia Africa, we've made you know that we need a resume, which is one page, or a one-page CV, strictly for our applications. And the industry rule actually is that if you have less than 3 years of experience for any job application, whether an intern, if you're in first year to fourth year, or recent national service personnel, you should stick to a resume. The farthest you should ever go is a two-page CV. Because if you have a three-page or four-page CV while you're in second year, you should know that the recruiters may not have time to actually read this. All right, so mostly recruiters spend 30 seconds looking at your CV to determine if they would want to consider your application for a further review or call you for an interview. And I would say that most people see or hear this and ask, how is that possible? And I say that mostly, let's think about this as humans. I mean, when it comes to our biases, we already look at someone in just a second or two and are able to form impressions. And that is how CVs actually work. This is something you have put out there. You've taken your time to revamp it and tailor it. So this is what you want to present. So even there is no bias here. This is what you want a recruiter to see. So even for humans that walk around with biases, that we can see a person and say, per your dressing, I believe you look educated. Per your dressing or per how you speak, this is how I would actually judge you. That is how your CV is actually also seen within 30 seconds. So by how you choose your font sizes, your font colors, the typo you make, and how you try to beautify your CV, we could be able to make impressions which are justified because this is something you made on your own and decided to submit for an application. So make sure that within 10 to 30 seconds of reading your CV, we have a good impression about you. And most importantly, you are not in the room. And that's what Joycelyn says. Your CV does the talking for you before you get invited into a room to speak for yourself. You need to be intentional about making sure it's speaking in your favor. You're not going to be there when the recruiter is reviewing your application or your CV. You need to make sure that in your absence, I could say that this person has A, B, C, D, and E skills, and this is a person I would want to meet because of the kind of CV they presented. So now let's go to the structure of a CV. When it comes to CV structure, it is non-negotiable. That means that you need to structure your CV or resume well. So you can typically never go wrong with starting with your header, that is your name, your box address, your email, your phone number, and others, and even your LinkedIn profile or portfolio link, which is common these days and helps recruiters get to learn more about you and validate your experiences without even having to call you for an interview. You can never go wrong with continuing with your education, your project achievements and awards, your work experience, leadership, and publication skills and interests, and the others. However, when it comes to CV writing or resume, we use what we call the reverse chronological order. Let's come back to the basics. Anything that is chronological means a step by step, right? That means you start from one, you move to two, three, four, and five. However, when it comes to CV writing, we use the reverse of it chronologically. So that means that instead you start from five, four, three, two, and one. So if you had an internship in 2021, one in 2022, 2023, you do not list them from 2021 to the next, but you start from the most recent one. It's the same for education. If you are going for a master's degree now, you start with a master's degree, which is the two, and University of Ghana, that's your bachelor's for the one. It's the same for your awards. If you receive an award in 2023 and one in 2025, you list the 2025 one before the 2023, because that is the reverse chronological order for CV writing. All right, now for CV writing, it's evolved to just listing your experiences. And I keep on telling people that when you tell someone your job title, people can already infer what you do. If you tell me you are a chef, I already know you cook. The only issue I do not know is what kind of meals you cook, what kind of people you actually cook for. If you tell me you are a mechanical engineer, I may have an impression, or an electrical engineer, I may have an impression of what you do, but I may not know about the skills or tools you use or the niche you are in. So these days, do not assume that because you're applying for an accounting role, you can just say you were doing payee, you were doing checks and balance. We know accountants do that already. We know what finance people do. We know what communications and social media managers do. But we do not know what kind of achievements you've had. We do not know what kind of modern tools you use. So the CV is the right time to let us know about this and stand out. So we can use what we call the star or car approach. Star means the S stands for situation, T for task, the A for action, and the R for results. And the T too is time bound, yeah. And the car approach is the context, the action, and the result. So just don't tell us that you were doing checks and balances. Probably may make us know the number of people that were in your team. So probably you were in a team of 5 people that were supposed to balance their book before close of business every day. Probably how many customers were you actually having a day? Maybe 100 or 50. What does it tell the recruiter? Oh, this person actually did an internship at XYZ where they were a cashier. They had 100 customers every day. So that means you have to balance the books, issue payment. One thing I learned here is, oh, he can work under pressure. So you do not need to put on your CV that I can work under pressure. But how you tell me how you did your work as a cashier tells me that, okay, if you're able to handle 50 customers, issue receipts and checks without mistakes, that means that if I get the opportunity to kickstart your career, in our partner firm, which is a bank, this person is likely to succeed and not go and add extra zeros to someone's money and be in trouble or deduct. Because you know that in banking, you do not have room for mistakes like an extra 0 to 500 naira or cedis is a crime or neither deducting one. You cannot just say it's an oversight. If an engineering, you cannot say that, oh, I added an extra meter or centimeter to something or an extra chemical to this. That attention to detail is needed. So let us know how you're able to embody all these skills. So you can also start your sentences or experiences by using actionable words. Just don't say I assisted, I helped, I supported. No, remove those personal qualifiers and start with action words like supported, designed, collaborated, developed, responsible, resolved, maintained, and try to use the STAR approach. If you want to read about this further, you can look out for what we call the Google XYZ method. It makes it easier. Google XYZ. That is, what did you do? How did you do it? What was the impact? So, as an IT person, just don't say I troubleshoot machines or laptops. What did you do? You were maintaining maybe database or maintaining software. How many times were you doing that? Maybe bi-weekly or annually or something. Were you using new tools? How did you do it? Did you reduce what's the name? Time down because of your troubleshooting. You get let us know about that because we know IT support people just do some bit of troubleshooting too as well. Hope this emphasis helps. So an example is typically every CV for administrative roles we see filed important documents. If the person wants to even go further, they will say in the department and handled customer queries, which is typical for customer service rules, administrative rules. But can we get to know what exactly went on? So with the STAR approach or CAR, can let us know that you organized. That is an action word there. That's a verb. Filed over 200 essential department. The word essential here misunderstand that it's not just about any kind of sheet. It's maybe important documents or letters while handling an average of 50 plus customer queries weekly. That shows I can work under pressure and able to still deliver because at the same time that you are filing documents, you are still answering phone calls or replying to emails while staying professional. supported and assisted customers to resolve their complaints. So an example, a better approach here is provided timely. You can see how the person chooses the word carefully, timely, and relevant assistance to approximately 1,000 customer queries on pre and post sales support, significantly reducing response from 2 hours to 1 hour. And I'll say this is a beautiful one because we are now in an AI world where people will just say, oh, Ebenezer from SEO mentioned during his info session that I should put the star method there. So please use star method. And AI is likely to tell you that, okay, instead of supported and assisted customers to resolve their complaints, AI will say collaborated with cross-functional teams to resolve customer queries impacting over, and then we mentioned some huge amount of people or numbers of people that you're dealing with. This is not realistic. And most importantly, these are vague. These are difficult to understand. But when you sit down and ask yourself, what did I do? Where was I? What was the context? You're able to write sentences that people can actually understand and relate with. So using simple sentences actually helps. You can see how the person wrote reduce a response time from 2 hours to 1 hour. It's very realistic, but AI would say that reduced response time by 90%. 90% during an internship is too far-fetched, and I'm likely to actually during an interview. How did you calculate 90%? So make sure that you do not rely heavily on AI, but write realistic and simple sentences that are easily understood. All right, so now let's have some fun here. You can see that you read this first, and then you read this, then this one, and you read this. That is how important design, typography, and hierarchy matter in your CV. So make sure you're choosing the right font types, font sizes, and even colors. CVs should actually just be traditional, where you do not have to use different colors like yellow and others. You never go wrong with a traditional black um, font. So please make sure you're not beautifying your CV for any reason. All right, so as we are talking about design typography, let's go on with more details. So you can never go wrong with Times New Roman, Calibri, Arial, and even Verdana, which are good font size and styles. Yeah, you can never go wrong with having at least a minimum of 11 to 12 font size. If you go below 11 or 12, that means that the recruiter has to screen their eyes to be able to see what you're writing, which you wouldn't want to put your recruiter through that stress. And also, you want to be very religious or circumspect or very how do I even put it? You want to be a bit picky with the number of times or how you use italics or even bold functions. So you can decide that, okay, I'm going to only bold in my job titles, but I won't bold in the date or I won't bold in the first words. So be very discriminate, yes, about the use of italics and font sizes and others. And please let it be legible, visually pleasing, and with a consistent use of alignment, bullet, and spacing. So let me take some time over here. Let's say I'm hiring for a finance role or an accounting role. One thing I'm looking out for is attention to details because you cannot afford to make mistakes. So how do I infer that? Your CV is the first way. Does this person take time to write? Am I seeing mistakes like Ghana? You write GH, then NA, the missing A is there. So making sure that your documents error-free is one way I'm able to know you pay attention to detail. Also, you can see that the A here corresponds to the next A and J. The present ends with a 12. You can see that the electoral commissioner, everything is just in line. You can see that the bullet points are just in line. The person starts with a capital, that's a C, and a capital S. It just flows very consistent. There are no full stops anywhere. That is what the person decides to do. So that is how consistent we want your CV to be. The interesting thing is that when you are reviewing CVs, you can see people try to make sure that they are being consistent, but their dates will shift a bit. And they're like, hey, but I tried, I paid attention. And I'm like, no, you look at your CV very well. You can see that this is a longer dash, just not a shorter one. And ChatGPT and others have what we call the M dash, that's the longer dashes. So if you use a shorter dash here and use a longer dash here or an M dash here, likely your date will shift. You will try and try over again, but will never get a near perfect CV. So make sure you are paying attention to all the footsteps and the formatting as well. All right, so let's continue. So please avoid images, personal and demographic details. You are creating room for bias. If you tell me your religion, probably the recruiter has a reservation for people of particular region and religion or tribe or nationality. You are just putting yourself in trouble. We do not need to know your marital status. These are things that give room for biases. So please put them away. And please do not add your images or try to beautify your CV. Just go with a traditional template and you'll be fine. All right, so proofread, proofread, proofread. Read over it 5 times. After writing a CV, take a walk, come back, sit down, send it to a friend, read it so that there is no error. Correct grammatical errors and be very honest. We would always find out if you lie. So the Word is a good way to format your document. Grammarly is a good way to check which errors are being committed. Killbot is there to paraphrase, and ChatGPT. Please do not put your CV in ChatGPT and say, please write me a CV. Please do not take things off AI verbatim. There are firms that actually screen out AI generated CV. So please be very cautious about the use of CV. It can actually guide you. Okay, so I actually worked in an engineering firm where I was doing weekly corrective maintenance or preventive maintenance. I was using AXY methods for this. How do I position my experience to be relevant for a control instrumentation role? AI will give you ideas that, oh, you probably use this or use this to put it in this way. So it guides you, but please do not rely on AI to write your CVs. All right. So over our years of work, we've been realizing some mistakes that students make that are holding them back from getting the jobs that they dream of. The first of it is submitting generic and untailored CVs for every professional opportunity. And I mostly use the finance example, for instance, because most students are reading business administration or Bachelor of Commerce. They believe that, okay, if I'm reading accounting program, Bachelor of Business Administration, accounting, that means they can apply for investment banking roles with the same CV, apply for private equity, wealth management, sales and trading, or quantitative finance. I mean, rules, which is a big lie. The fact that you are reading accounting doesn't mean you have the skills to thrive in development finance. The fact that you're reading in marketing doesn't mean your CV automatically qualifies for an accounting or finance role. So it's vice versa. The fact that you're reading engineering doesn't mean you can just apply for control instrumentation. You sit down and ask yourself, okay, control instrumentation, I read electrical engineering. What kind of courses did I do that actually positions me to thrive in control? What kind of courses did I read in my computer science course that means I can thrive in IT support? IT support doesn't need you to have coding skills, doesn't mean you should have extreme web development skills or something. It's about ability to support teams to be able to resolve the IT challenges and avoid having challenges too as well. So you can have the best of CWA or CGPA 4.0. You are a good coder. You have interesting website development skills. You list all of them. And you never get into an IT support role because you never tell us that you have any skills to support your team with aside the coding. So make sure that you do not become overly excited about the kind of internship that you've had, the program you're reading, that you forget to tailor. All right, so please make sure you also quantify your achievement. So as we've already discussed about the CAR method, poor CV formatting, consistency, and structure actually gives us an impression that you are underachieving. Please remove irrelevant information, as you said. Do not be tempted at any point to put them there. Please make sure you're proofreading, avoid any grammatical errors. And also, please make sure that your CV is not too short or too long. So if it's a one-page CV, do not send us a half-page CV because, oh, I'm in first year or second year applying for global pathways, and I only have my relevant courses. I have no internship experience, so I'm submitting just my name and my course. No, it wouldn't get you. Ask yourself, what can I do to show I have an interest in finance or engineering or technology? Probably you can take online job simulations. If it's an IT role, you can actually take online courses. You can do some coding projects. You can do some courses and put them there to show that, okay, SEO Africa, I do not have an internship experience yet, but I've taken these online courses. I have done this project. I have joined this leadership or volunteering club to be able to learn about the program. So please give me a slot. That's what you do. But you do not write a cover letter begging a recruiter for an opportunity. It wouldn't work. Also, your CV doesn't reflect the key skills and experiences in the JD, which I've been emphatically talking about in the past minutes. So we have what we call ATS, that's applicant tracking systems. So traditionally, they would list some keywords there, like if it's finance, they will say attention to detail should be there, Excel should be a keyword there, checks balance. I mean, you know the keywords in your field, they should be there. So immediately you are applying for private equity and we don't see maybe due diligence, they don't see Excel there, and financial modeling, it's likely to be filtered out. And you may have seen that the JD keeps on emphasizing on those keywords. And it's very typical when it comes to soft skills, the skill session. People would write and have patience and have customer service skills, have excellent communication skills. And they will list about 5 lines of that. Now you realize that the job description keeps on emphasizing on communication skills, spoken and written, emphasizes on teamwork or something. So focus on letting us know that you have the relevant ones, other than trying to tell us the ones that you have that are irrelevant. Then let's move on. We get people that submit their friend's CV template and forget to change the name. That's attention to detail. So Ebenezer, I give my CV to you, then you are Francis, then you send the application in my name. Please avoid those mistakes. You also place a link to a CV or your portfolio and the link is broken. Please make sure you test them over and over again. And we tell you to submit a one-page CV or as a PDF, you submit in Word, you'll be penalized for it. Also, you lie on your CV or exaggerate, you will always be caught, always. Put at the back of your head. All right. We are getting closer to the end of the session. So we talk about interview tips that will help you land your dream job. And one remark I want to make is that always note that your CV actually doesn't get you a job. It opens a door for you to enter an interview. People would not just look through your CV and say, hey, your CV looks good to come for the job. No, they would always want to have a conversation with you because probably you were in the investment club, the engineering society, or technology club. You did something amazing, use a certain tool that the organization wants. So they want to know more about what you did. So they will call you for an interview. So once you get an interview, please research. Don't tell me in an interview that your uncle asked you to apply. That's why you are here. So you don't know about SEO Africa. You don't know what we do, what a partner company does. It's not, doesn't speak good about you. So learn about their mission, their vision, their values. And I've told you today why organizational values and mission and vision actually exist and try to mirror your interviewer. So you can see that I like talking. That's why we are still going on for almost an hour and more. So probably during an interview, I would want to know how are you doing? How's your day been? Then I tell you, hi, Jessica, welcome to today's interview. How's your day been? Then you tell me, fine. How did you hear about Asia Africa? Websites. You can see that I'm excited to learn more about you and your interest and give me one word responses. It doesn't speak good of you, but you try to mirror my behavior. You be interactive. Oh, my day has been great. I went for lectures and I came back and jumped onto the interview. What about yours? It's very interactive. If your interviewer is angry, please do not mirror that. If the person is angry and you also want to now give one word replies, please do not do that. Always smile and always sound confident and happy to interview. Please practice, practice, practice. You can record on your phone, you can practice in front of a friend, you can use a mirror to make sure that you are building confidence and not just rehearsing because you may likely prepare for tell me about yourself, but what if you are asked to tell them one thing that's unique about you? You may fall short and be taken off your feet. So just get to understand your application in and out and just prepare for the interview, but not to rehearse your answers. Also, check your network connectivity. Have backup SIMs. Know the area you are in. Know where you can run to when you have issues. Check the amount of data you have. And I hear this excuse a lot when people say, oh, the laptop is not mine, it's for my friend. I cannot find a microphone. Please, if you know it's not yours, try to double check those things ahead of time to avoid stories that are um, not speaking well about you. Body language. So most of the times, the body language during an interview determines the kind of scores or what the interviewer thinks about you. And it also mirrors how you would perform in the job because you're applying for a customer service job and we are speaking throughout the interview and you keep on frowning like this. It tells me that you probably cannot act under pressure or be nice to customers or ask you a question, then you tell me that as I said, as I've been saying, but I answered that you get it. You're getting a customer service job where people are going to ask you questions repeatedly, where you have to now take your time and answer them. As I previously explained, and then you explain what you're saying. So please be very careful about your body language in an interview. An example of body language is how you probably flip your head. Ladies flip their head during interviews. Some people bite their fingers. Some people lean. Some people slouch. Some people be drinking coffee left, right, center. All these are noted during interviews. So please be well dressed. Communicate passion. And for this point, let me explain. For communicating passion, at times people think you can deceive the recruiter by trying to sound passionate by using words like I'm passionate. I've always been passionate about technology. I began coding at age 5. Please give me a job. I'm excited about it. No, it is and passion is not seen by the kind of words you use, but about the kind of experiences you share. Okay, I actually love technology back in SHS where I joined a coding club where we did X, Y, Z, and D. I've been trying to do this and this on my own. That is why I applied to this. It shows that I'm passionate, but it's not about trying to sound overly excited. Please be serious, be professional in your responses, and have a good professional background. You never go wrong with what I'm using. That is a white plain background. Zoom and Google Meet and others have professional background that you can use to play your background. We don't want to see the clothes in your bedroom. We don't want to see the kids running around. Please avoid all of that. Resilience, do not get angry or frustrated when under pressure during an interview. At times you can prepare for the interview and your network will break. You get frustrated. Something just goes wrong in the background. Something is going on, and you enter the interview room with that. Please calm down. If you need to ask a minute for a recruiter that, hello, I just had a bit of situation in my background, which may actually affect the interview. Would you spend me a minute or two to just get it fixed, and I'll be able to continue the interview? Every recruiter would actually be nice and say, oh, turn on your video, just sort out this, and we could kickstart. It helps you calm down. You get it. Then, in response to any question, never say, I don't know the answer to this question, which is typical behavior that we mostly pick up from university, where they ask us questions or SHS, where we always say, I don't know, no idea. You are going to a corporate world where the world is keen on solving problems. You went for a degree to have a knowledge in a certain field. So the world wants to see you solve problems. So now there's AI, there's the internet, there are mentors or people you can reach out to for insight. So you can tell them, oh, about this tool, probably let's say you are going for UI UX design and you've always been using Canva and you don't know about Adobe Photoshop. I've always been using Canva because it's more convenient, and as a newbie, I tried as an internship, but I still want to learn more, and I've heard about Adobe Photoshop. So I just recently downloaded it. I began an online class. So an idea about this I do not know currently. But I'll be happy to look at it after the interview. But I remember I saw this on some site or something, and it said it was this or that. You get it. You explain what you know and show they are willing to learn. After the interview, you can send a follow-up email and say, hi, Beneza, thank you very much for the question about using Adobe Photoshop to do X, Y, or Z. As I said, I have not used the software before, but I had prior knowledge about this or that. I recently researched and realized that, oh, it's about this. Then you tell them that you explain so that it makes them realize that you are willing to learn or you didn't even understand the question at that moment, but you've now come much better. So be careful of youthful jargons, fillers, and mannerisms. Like you get you sabi. I know Ghanaians and Nigerians, we speak pidgin. Kenyans, I don't know what yours is, or other East Africans, you get it. So please try to avoid those kind of filler words. Like you see, please don't get too familiar during an interview. And please try to convey your professional capital during the interviews. Tell your unique story. You get it. So when I was in school, one of my unique stories was the kind of background I was coming from. I read psychology and I was applying for HR roles. So I didn't understand that I was reading psychology, but when it comes to organizations, we deal with people, we deal with human behavior. Even when it comes to crafting aptitude tests, we use what we call psychometrics. That is how people's responses predict their behaviors at workplace. So I should be chosen off over an HR person because I have the relevant internship experience and I also have people insights. You tell them your story, what makes you stand out. Please avoid AI sentences. People have rehearsed this. I bring enthusiasm. I bring a combination of essential, exceptional technical skills that will elevate your company. Please avoid those. Sit down, ask yourself, what do my friends say is unique about me? What do my friends say makes me stand out? What do I do really well? Tell them your fun fact about yourself and let them know you can actually do what you say you do. Do not sell yourself short. You get it? And we are in a world where currently you may meet some recruiters that do have a funny impression about the youth. Do not try to argue with them when they believe that youths are just about TikTok and all of that. They cannot add any value. Respectfully convey your professional capital. Tell them the courses you've taken. Tell them the degree you have and what has prepared you for and the experiences that you have and lack of confidence. So this is feedback that we receive from international companies for the summer internship that the African student that come over here at times during interviews actually feel shy. They act like they don't deserve this opportunity. And let's do a quick fact check. If you were in first year and I told you that apply for Bank of America internship, likely 90% of students here will say, me, Bank of America, internship, World Bank internship program, me. That is it. They're already scared. They believe they don't deserve to be there. And you see a joint interviews where students don't even believe that they deserve to be on an investment banking team in London. Why should they be the only student chosen around the whole world to be in a certain team? So they already are defeated in their mindset and it affects their responses during the interview. You deserve to be there. You've worked hard for it. He went for the degree for a reason. You've been trained well enough. So please brush away that I'm never good enough thing. Put away the imposter syndrome. Build your skills over time. When you get the opportunity, go in full house. You deserve to be there. The world has space and room for you. And please, and one of the confidence issues is about our culture because being a Ghanaian, I come from a culture where when you say please a lot, it shows you are respectful and it shows you are humble enough, and that's what they actually want. And when you have an idea, you have to brush it under the carpet. You cannot tell your boss that, oh, I researched this and I think we can do the work this way. You dare not, because in our families or communities, children know how to talk back. So even when you have a better idea, you put your hand behind it saying, and you have to wait till things get burnt out before you can share your ideas. But you need to learn to be confident, yet respectful, and share your ideas. In your response to them about yourself, this is a way to kickstart an interview, and every beautiful interview starts from answering this question very well. So think about it. How will you answer it? Is it my first name and what I've been doing, what I'm passionate about, my hobbies? You can plan something interesting and tell your recruiter. Don't be too boring to just tell us what you've achieved and all of that. You can tell us one fun fact about you as well. So it's even a way to catch up with the recruiter at times. Oh, actually, outside work, I love to play tennis because it's a way for me to meet people that are smart and love to do this or this. Or I play chess because it opens my mind. I'm able to get some tactics or something. Oh, wow, you play chess. Oh, I play chess too. Could we catch up some other time? You find mutual interest. And please do not lie. Let me share one interesting story. So last year we had an interview where a guy lied, like he likes car racing. And interestingly, my co-interviewer was a woman. So the guy thought he could lie because car racing, there's no way a woman would know about car racing. Guess what? My co-interviewer actually has a whole YouTube page dedicated to car racing. She actually loves car racing to the extent that she has a whole YouTube page dedicated to that. And the guy kept on lying. And I was laughing because you don't know who you're speaking to. So never try to go and find interesting or bougie sport like, oh, I like hiking. I love kayaking or something, which you have no idea about. You'll be surprised to realize that there are people that you're interviewing with that have similar interests, but you would be lying. And then lastly, what's an information session without taking opportunity to share some tips for career success? Grades, internships, and experience are important if you're an undergraduate or recently launching your career. Please strive for academic excellence. We're in a world where people are talking down grades. They make you feel guilty for having a first class, a second class upper, or even a lower. They will tell you there are no jobs. Why are you fighting? Why are you learning? Please, there is still hope in the world. That's why organizations like SEO Africa exist to make sure you're getting the career opportunities you deserve to kickstart your career. So please work hard. Do not relent in your book. Study, get the good grades. And internships and experience also complement the grades that you have. So please do not present a CV with only a 4.0 to SEO Africa. Let us know that you've also built internship experience and other experiences. So you've honed your teamwork skills, you've honed your communication skills. They are very important. They let you go far in life. And also, networking is not optional in this generation. As people always say, your network is your net worth, and others will also say that your connections actually matter more than even the degree you have. Whatever thought you have about these codes is actually up to you. But we at East Africa will tell you that networking is not optional these days because it's through networks that you learn, most importantly, you learn new skills, you get people that will motivate you. In university, one thing I'm proud about the networks I built was that I was able to work with people that were like-minded, people that would tell you that, hey, Ben, you got rejected for this opportunity. Could you try again? Ebenezer, I know your skills and your strengths. Would you want to try this internship? So you work with people that keep motivating you, make you realize that your dreams are not big, but something that you can actually achieve. And you get updated information, you get motivated, and you also get to get insight into other opportunities when your network are already in those career spaces as well. And it's always open jobs. Your CV and cover letters are not filtered, that they are not just for East Africa to say that, oh, you check the checklist, oh, first class, second class upper, please pass into the next round, or any kind of document. No, as I've been saying, it lets us know who you are. We get to know you better and want to meet you. So please show your interest and alignment for the role. And time is a scarce resource. I don't know how best to emphasize this, but um, as someone who graduated in the past 3 years, I think I'm still in that phase where I still wish I did certain things in university. I wish I learned certain softwares or built certain skills. I wish probably I even slept more or relaxed or stopped being hard on myself. So please understand that the 4 years can run. I was recently speaking to my roommate who I met in level 100, and he told me he's graduating this year. I'm actually fighting with him because I never knew 4 years could actually come so fast. It looks like just 1 year, and he's graduating already. This is how time will fly. So build the skills, start networking, and start putting together a document. So the last bit is please be confident, believe in yourself. You have what it takes to succeed and shine bright. Do not self-select yourself and say, for me, this opportunity is far behind me. You can self-select when you believe that you have certain skills and you believe that, okay, for me, I read psychology, which meant I could go into clinical psychology, that's mental health sectors. I could go into child psychology roles to support people with special needs and others. But I self-selected myself during the 4 years where I said, okay, I think I want to be in the people side of psychology when it comes to work. So I'm going to chase only those roles. But interestingly, I was still open to other side of psychology. So I still explored other fields. So please make sure that you're able to determine your strength, but still be open-minded. Please do not say rejections as closed doors or failures and keep saying that, oh, I was rejected. Don't even use the word I was rejected. My application was rejected. It's not you that is rejected, it's the application. And you keep trying again. That is a hallmark of people that succeed. And please do not overestimate what you think you know and underestimate what you can learn. When you get into the world of work, you realize that there's always something new to learn. You work with smart people and realize that, oh, I never knew how to use this. Oh, I never knew this could actually work this way. So please never overestimate what you know. Just be confident, though, but respectful as well and humble to always learn. And there's always a lot of stuff to learn. You are capable of more than what you think. And that's what I keep on saying during this session. Please strive for excellence, and your early actions will shape your future. So this is the end of the information session. Please take a minute. I'll just pause for 2 to 3 minutes here to fill this feedback form. My colleagues will drop it in the chat box. Please fill the feedback form. We want to know about the session experience and how best we could support you in your career. So please take 1 minute or two. You can scan the QR code, fill the form so that we could get your feedback. And we could also share our post-webinar resources with you. We will share access to our talent network forms, our CV template, the meeting recording, and others. So please fill the form so we could be happy to actually share the resources and get your details to share those with you. So my colleagues will drop it in the chat box. Please fill it right away. Do not procrastinate. As I said, time is a scarce resource. It takes only a minute to fill it. You will say, I'll fill it later. And it now becomes like a chore. Oh, SEO Africa says I should fill. SEO Africa has sent reminder emails. They are stressing me. It's not stress if you fill it right now. Do not procrastinate. So let's fill it. Thank you very much. So my team have dropped it. Please fill it right away. Please take a shot or scan the QR code. Don't forget to follow us on X, that's formerly Twitter, that's SEO in Africa, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn to stay up to date with opportunities. And with the post-webinar resource that we share with you, you will see a link for Linktree. Linktree, you'll find the links to all our social media websites. You'll also find a link to our WhatsApp community. Our WhatsApp community is a way for you to stay up to date with our opportunities because I think it's a community where most people use WhatsApp these days so they can see every information other than emails and social media pages. So please click on the link tree and join us. Thank you very much and happy to have interacted with you all. So now we'll move into the Q&A for the next 10 to 15 minutes. All right, so if you have any question, you can raise up your hands. I'll also be checking the chat room for any questions that you may have. All right, Adolfo, you can unmute and speak. Hi, Adolfo.
Hello. Hello, Ebenezer. Thank you so much. My name is Kofi Adofo, and I graduated in 2024. So making it.
Yeah, hi, Adolfo. Please unmute yourself. Yeah, hi, Adolfo. Please unmute yourself.
Please, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. So please, my name is Kofi Adofo, and I graduated in 2024. So making it 2 years now. But due to the scarcity in the job market, some of us decided to pursue a master's degree in relating to the career we want to have. So can we include that degree in our CV?
Yeah, I mean, you can include your CV and it's about honesty, you get it. You never know which recruiter will be impressed to actually read about your master's degree. After all, you went for it for a purpose. So you should never hide any extra qualifications or details from your employer. So let's say if you read an accounting degree and realize that you didn't have good financial modeling skills, you probably may have gone through a data science course at Lincoln to be able to develop those financial modeling skills. So you can tell your employer that after my national service, I started to go to Legon for a year to read data science or financial modeling because these are essential skills that firms like you actually need. That is what I'm going to bring to an organization. So I don't think I'm overly qualified for this job. So be honest and see how relevant it is for your employer. Hope this helps, Adolfo.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. So let me check who's raised up the hands. Adolfo, you can drop your hands once I've called you in. If you have any question, please raise your hands. Oh, okay. The host, please, can you allow participants to unmute themselves, please? Okay, Abdullah, you have a question. Okay, Dan, you can go ahead with your question. Dan, Dan, you can go ahead with your question. You can unmute and go ahead with your question.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I have two questions. The first one is, I was selected for the Global Pathway program, and I was given courses on my portal. So is the program all about those courses? Aren't we having online classes or something like that. And the second one is on your website, you mentioned that you partner with companies like Goldman Sachs, Bank of America. Apart from all those CV preparation and tips, how do you actually help learners land, internship and jobs at those institutions? Thank you.
Okay, all right, done. Thank you very much for your question. Can you confirm when you went through a global pathways program?
No, I applied in this week around May. It was Tuesday, I guess, and I received an email telling me that I was accepted, and a link to my portal. And yeah, there are courses on my portal.
Okay, all right, done. All right, I get your question. So for the Global Pathways program, it's actually to help you gain the skills, application insight to apply to the firms. When you start applying to Bank of America and Goldman Sachs directly, you realize that you actually need some great insights and support to apply because you are applying with other students across the world for these summer internships. So you want to make sure that you're not leaving any chance to play. After all, the application, you are eligible for it in the year you're applying for, and after a year, you may be ineligible. So that means it may come once, probably in a lifetime, but at times, Goldman Bank of America open opportunities for graduates. Like last year, we had a South African opportunity. So other opportunities may come up, but I want to make sure that I'm making the most out of it. So to avoid all the costly mistakes, Asia Africa has alumni in these firms who have almost 10 plus experience working with these firms. So the global pathways allow us to pair you with these people as mentors to learn about the do's and don'ts. Asia Africa has a world-class training team to make sure that you understand how to craft a CV and a cover letter so you do not make costly mistakes. After all, the Bank of America or Goodman team is going to read amazing cover letters from all over the world. How do you make sure you know your unique story? How do you make sure you're putting your best foot forward? That's what the Global Pathways program does. And also, the program has the self-paced aspect of it, where you have to learn certain concepts. So if you're a STEM student wanting to go in sales and trading, it's a new field for you. You do not have any idea about global market, about how firms make money, about the macroeconomic indicators in you have no idea about that. It sounds overly technical. So these self-paced courses on our AI learning platform helps you to be able to learn them at your own pace, even though there are some deadlines we require you to pay attention to. So it's not only about the online courses. We are going to help you apply to the firms. You are going to learn so much that will help you throughout the application process and beyond. So that's what the global patch is about. About international firms, we partner with Bank of America and Goldman Sachs. We are the official partners since lots of years ago, many years ago. So we are still partners with them. So we give you the opportunities that they open up for directly via emails or let you know. Yeah, so we are partners with these firms.
And what about the communication? Will it be running on emails?
Okay, so the communication is dynamic. So I'll just say keep an eye on your email. There'll be an onboarding session for persons that get into our program, so you get to get all those technical details with time. That helps.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Quanti, so let me quickly flag this. When you're joining
Okay.
sessions like this, please try to rename yourself. You actually should rename yourself to your full name. It helps recruiters notice you. And when you ask amazing questions, your name even rings a bell. So try to rename yourself. Introduce yourself. Hello, my name is Ebenezer Asari, and I am a third year student at University of Cape Coast reading psychology. My question is be confident and ask your questions and introduce yourself. It really does you a lot of good. And if you can be on camera too, it does really good justice. Yeah. All right. So
Okay.
Conti,
All
yeah, can
right.
you go
Thank you
ahead?
so much for this opportunity. My name is Prince Mensah. A graduate in geomatical engineering, the year 2023. My question is, I wanted to know, I have a lot of CVs and I wanted to ask, is it possible for some of us to send in a CV for review so that you people can check the errors that is in it and polish it for us if it's possible. That's my question.
All right, thank you very much, Prince. Oh, yeah, Prince, for your question. Unfortunately, Asia Africa doesn't have the bandwidth.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much.
Okay, I was actually muting someone so that I could speak. Yeah, so as I was saying, NCAFCA doesn't have the bandwidth to support all the thousands of students that we meet every year with their CVs. So that's why I directly or indirectly encouraged you to reach out to alumni or your career services to get support with your CVs. The only time or some of the few times that we could support an entire cohort with CV writing is when you apply to global pathways. For global pathways, you're going to be honest, we hold your hand right from day one on crafting your CV or your resume and cover letters and essays. But unfortunately, aside the global pathways program, which is a training program, we aren't able to support any student with CV reviews for programs. So reach out to mentors, alumni, career services, and I think you should be fine. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much.
All right, Susanna, you can go ahead. Hi, Susanna.
Yeah, good evening. Sorry to go out so early. So my name is Susanna, and I'm a recent first class law graduate. I finished in March, and I'm supposed to go to law school first before doing NYC. But law school has been stretching. I've not been able to go yet, and I'm still not sure whether I'll be able to make it for this batch. And so I've also not been able to do NYC. So I just want to ask,
Hey, hi,
please,
Susanna. I'm struggling to hear you. The audibility is a bit low. Could you come again with your question?
okay. So I was saying that a recent law graduate. I finished in March of 2025 with the first class. And I'm in Nigeria, so I'm supposed to go to law school at the NYC. You can do anyone first. But because of the nature of the job markets, we're encouraged to go to law school first. But as it stands, because of how things are, I'm not sure if I would be able to make it for the law school, for the coming law school session. So I just want to ask if there are any opportunities for me because I'm also interested in finance. I'm currently taking a course on Coursera. So I want to know if there are any opportunities for me or things that I can do if law school is not actually work.
Okay, all right. Please put your email in the chat box. You could just alert an Asia Africa staff about your email so we can take note of it and get back to you. I'll be happy if you could join our Nigeria information session next week to get your question well answered by our talent acquisition and coordinator or other team members. Um, and as time for law students, most of the times we may count your LYSC completion date a bit different, but I'll be able to accurately give you that information via email or next week during the session. Hope that works. We have a partner firm called Linklaters. Once in a while, we do have them come on board. It's one of the five magic law firms in London. So students apply through Africa, they get a training to apply to Linklaters, and when selected, they go for their internship and hopefully full time in London with Linklaters. So those are some of the law opportunities we have. I think last year or some other year, last year, in our Nigeria program, we had a legal rule. So there are times where legal rules actually do open. So I'll be happy if you can shoot us an email at info@seafrica.org and we could actually look into your question and get back to you. Yeah, regarding your eligibility, following the fact that you're going to law school before the NYSC. Hope that helps.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, done. You get a recording, so I encourage you to fill the feedback session form. Please fill the feedback session form. Thank you. Roslyn, you can go ahead with your question.
Hello, thank you so much for the opportunity. Please, am I audible?
Yeah, you are. First.
Thank you. My name is Roslyn. I just completed my national service with PricewaterhouseCoopers Ghana Limited, and I'm currently exploring entry role opportunities. So my question is, majority of the time when you apply and then maybe your application gets rejected, you tend to, me personally, I would send an email asking for a feedback to know where exactly I got wrong so that I can go back to the drawing table and do better. But it's always sad to get a response from recruiters like, we are sorry because we have a very long list, we are unable to give reviews, individual reviews. So I want to know how best, I don't know if my email is not always helping matters or that's just how it is. How can we better know where we didn't do well and go back to the drawing table to possibly do better? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Rizlin. I guess other people may be laughing because we've all been through regrets to inform you after a competitive application. However, you will never see that from SEO Africa. SEO Africa would mostly provide a general feedback, which is a checklist. The reason why we do that is one, as a talent acquisition team, we deal with a lot of applications. You can imagine how many applications I've mentioned East Africa runs or programs we run. And if you are receiving thousands of applications for this program, which the team has to handle, imagine how difficult it's going to be that for round one, that you may interview almost 500 people, you have to now write to almost 450 people that may be rejected that, oh, probably Elikem confidence is low and Elikem struggles with responses technical aptitude is really low. He doesn't really understand what this means for Frederick. Frederick did this or that or that or that. Um you can bear with me how difficult it is. So HR teams wish they could actually give individualized feedback, but unfortunately, it can't happen at any of the rounds because of the volume of applications we deal with and people as well. You get it. So that is what actually happens. So at Asia Africa, our general checklist is actually a place you could want to pay attention to because definitely one of the issues that may have got your candidacy not moved forward, especially in there. So for first round, I find it's about student non-meeting eligibility. It's up to them to actually figure it a bit, which I know you're not happy with, but we cannot actually get back to everybody on that. Another feedback you may get in is students having less experience. Probably they don't have any volunteer experience, leadership, nothing. They come in with blank profiles. So you can actually do an introspection. You can actually give your application to an alumni, a mentor, and say, "Hey, I applied for this program. I got rejected at stage one. So what could actually be the problem? This is the feedback they gave. Or I took an aptitude test after I was rejected. That should tell you it's aptitude test problem or course you get it. But at times you can never know it all. So just do an introspection, just get better at what you're doing, speak to people, and just come back once again. I think my response may actually not make you happy, but that's the honest truth about it. And in the future, we hope HRs are be able to get that bandwidth to better support you with those feedback. Yeah.
Yeah.
And at times, no matter how honest and how careful you can be with your feedback, we can actually break people. Imagine if the issue I had with Rosalind here it was the fact that she's good, but maybe her confidence in round one and round two is really bad. Like I need to encourage Rosalind every time to speak up. Hi, Rosalind, you have the answer. Go ahead, go ahead. You can imagine how stressful it is. Rosalind, how diplomatic can I be with you via email about this honest response? Hi, Rosalind. After reviewing your application, we realized that you may have to probably do an introspection and be more confident about your answers. What if you go indoors as an introvert and say, East Africa says I'm not confident enough. They said I'm so terrible. I can't speak out loud. I don't know if you get the whole point, and your mind start playing the fact that Eben told you, can you speak audibly? And now the next moment you go to class and you don't speak audibly, and the lecturer say, speak up. What can we are saying? Then now you start getting a whole lot of issues. So we do not want to take students through that trauma, and not even trauma, but students are students. So I hope the emphasis I'm putting on this makes you appreciate the complexity of the issues.
Yes, please. Thank you. But we hope that they do tell us diplomatically about our errors.
Rosalind,
So
individually,
correct them.
you are still standing on the individually.
Yes, please. Because sometimes you go through a very long pool of process just to get to the final stage. And at times you might not even get a feedback on your application, even though they have recruited the best people, I guess. So it's always somehow heartbreaking because you go through several processes to get to the last stage and you might not even get an email, not even a rejection.
That's unfortunate, but East Africa doesn't do that. We communicate with you at every point to check your spam, check your inbox. And Rosemary, thanks for bringing this up. In answering other people's questions about this, at times the reason why students say they don't get emails is the fact that they make the simplest of errors because people register for this session. Tell me why someone would type at gsail.com. That means instead of gmail.com, they did GSAIL. That's a typo. And they may sit on social media and say, South Africa didn't get back to me. We try getting back to you. So now you have to look through all the emails, try to verify everything. And I'm Ghanaian. I probably don't know how to spell Fini and Folua. So if she actually leaves out the letter O, I cannot correct the email to let it go to her. But if probably I'm Ghanaian and I am very familiar with Elikem. So Elikem's email is elikem@gmail.com and I can see EIKEM. I know, okay, probably the reason why the email is bouncing is that there was a missing L. I can correct that. So please, in your applications, make sure you're paying attention to these simplest of details. I even get scared about autocorrect myself because at times autocorrect can just make you put something that's not true. So with time, if you have saved your email in your Microsoft autofillers, check them periodically before you fill that form. Just don't press the tab key for it to fill automatically. There are times where my name Asari and Google just assumes an English word and just puts A out there. Ah, my name is Asari, not Ah. You get it. So please make sure you pay attention to this. It gets sad when people don't, pay attention to this kind of details. All right, so I'll take the last two questions from Charles and one lady, and we're good to go. So Charles and Millicent.
Yeah. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good
Yeah, please,
evening.
I think I'm audible enough. Yeah, please, I believe you can hear me.
Yeah, Charles, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, please, yeah. Thanks for the info. And then it seems, I don't know whether I'm the odd one out, but it seems all the people asking
Be able to understand. Some questions were also clarified at the beginning. I think to really be helpful for you. Hope this actually helps.
so please, how can I get the link to fill the form? So is it the one they posted earlier in the chat? I
So
think
that was the post survey
the feedback.
forms. Please just ask
Okay.
my team members in the chat. They will help you with the registration form.
All
So
right.
if you are
Thank
here and
you.
didn't register, please register. Fill the survey form to us. Well, sorry, the post event survey so that we can get your emails and your responses as well and share the post attendees resources with you. Thank you very much, Charles, for your question. Millicent, I'm happy to hear from you too.
Okay. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good
Please, my
evening.
name is Millicent Lebeni, and I completed school in 2024, and I also ended my national service. So my question is, when mostly when we apply for like these entry level works, maybe some companies they'll be like, your experiences do not qualify for the role you applied for. So in this way, to gain the experiences, will it be advisable if maybe you apply for maybe internships from these various companies that we apply to, and also programs that we can also take in for us to be well prepared for the professional role?
Okay,
That's my
Millicent, if I
question.
get you, you're done with school, you apply for some roles and they tell you you do not have the required experiences.
Exactly.
Okay, so now let's have a conversation. For the required experiences, do you mostly check the number of years of experience they want? Do you meet it?
Yes, some are 1 and 2, but the ones that are maybe 3 and 4, I don't mostly apply for those ones.
So now we've eliminated one possible factor. That's the fact that you do not meet the years of experience, which we now understand that you've always met them. So the problem here is that you do not have the required experience or skills they need to you need to have to thrive in a job or apply. So that's where you do your homework. You get it. Which program did you read?
Statistics.
Statistics. Which roles do you
Yes.
mostly apply for?
So I applied for data analytics roles, and also I did my service in the Casapreco Company Limited, where I was in the internal control and compliance department. So I also applied for internal control roles and compliance roles as well.
Okay, and which kind of industries were you applying to?
These are mostly non-governmental industries.
Oh, so I mean, they are not engineering, they are not finance or anything.
Yeah, some are
Okay,
production. Yeah.
exactly. So let's start with the production one. So you read statistics, you want to get into data science rules or analyst rules, and you've worked in I mean, said internal control and others. So to make sure that your application is competitive, look at the language they are using, you get it. Mirror the
Okay.
kind of skills that you think you have. So ask yourself, when I was an undergraduate, which club was I in? Maybe a statistics club. Statistics club, maybe you were the president or maybe a volunteer. So volunteer, what do you learn there? You get it. And
Okay.
what you learned there, does it take any of the checklists they have? You get it. So maybe soft skills part, they want teamwork, they want communication, which you got through the skills was in the club, the success club. And let's come to work experience. Maybe they want persons that can actually do some analysis with certain sources like maybe Power BI or Python or something. So do you have it or you don't have? If you don't have it, then that means you need to start taking online courses. When you think you're confident enough on your CV, you can list it there that, oh, I'm taking Python for beginners on Udemy. You put the date there, maybe in progress. Maybe you've joined PyCon conference in Ghana. You go for it. You make sure you're showing them that I do not have a professional experience in data science now. But I go for PyCon conference. I go for what's the name? I've joined maybe Generational Ghana and technology program. You get it. So show it through your courses, show it through the language, prove to them that you are learning, prove to them what you can do. Build a personal portfolio, do some analysis, put them in your Google Drive or Excel sheet, put them in Google Drive, put the links there so that you're able to show them what relevant experiences you have. You've also had a work experience in internal control. This is your stronghold. So you have statistics background. That means you have good foundation in numerical aptitude and reasoning. That is exceptional. You can easily thrive in data science when you learn the software. And now you've had experience in quality control or something, if I'm right. And this is a production environment. So imagine someone who has numerical skills, then with production where measurement, time, there is no room for error there. It is very critical. You are a plus there. For someone who's actually work internal control, the exposure is already there. Someone who is maybe probably taking some online course certain field, that is your stronghold. So I hope this gives you the confidence to move from someone who is probably not meeting the rules to seeing yourself as a hot cake and position yourself as such. I hope it doesn't sound like motivational speaking, but it gives you the pathway to see yourself as you're capable of being the candidate they want.
Sure. Thank you.
All right, Millicent. All right. All right, so thank you everyone for joining the information session. It was really great to interact with you virtually. Thanks to S Africa team for your amazing time to respond to candidates and the support and every single person. We would love to meet you in person. Check our social media pages for our upcoming in-person sessions and online sessions. Please stay in touch. Keep an eye on emails. Be religious with it. Once you're a student, once you're a graduate, you should understand that Snapchat, WhatsApp are all good. It's a great way to keep updated on trend, but you need to be religious with your emails. Check your spam. Be resilient. When you get rejected, email them. Ask them for feedback. Ask them if you not heard back from them. Build experiences. Don't let anyone talk down on your capabilities and make you feel guilty for striving for excellence. We hope to see you at the top as the next set of future leaders doing amazing strides for the country and the continent. We wish you the best and we're looking forward to interacting with you the entire year. Bye and have a lovely evening. Hello, everyone. You can exit the call and we would end the meeting. Thank you.